On a perfect opportunity to open our wallets. Oh no, it's not share-a-thon time yet. But time to take a look at money in the eyes of faith. And Drew Blazsik from Adrian College is here, an esteemed professor and a very smart guy who has some thoughts for us. Good morning, Drew.
Good morning, Ron and Dave. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. Hey, I want to say this real quickly, maybe associated, maybe not associated with what you have to say today. Came out today in Catholic News Agency that people are putting off their vocations because of student debt, unable to move forward into their with their interest in the priesthood, religious life because of student debt. So this really does have an impact on our church.
That's like the same thing with families. Like people put off families having children because of debt. It's a bad thing.
Yeah.
So, so I got some economic news, just kind of go through. The Bank of England decided to cut rates for the first time in 4 years. And what's interesting about that is that the Federal Reserve has not cut rates in a while. So that kind of leaves them one of the few central banks that have not cut rates because they're dealing with inflation. Many are saying that the rate cut will happen in September, which is kind of a big deal with the economy. Right now, a 30-year mortgage is at 6.73%. Now, people might think that's high. That's really not that big of a deal.
Right.
That could be an average rate. But the problem is the Fed had historically low rates a couple years ago, and then they jacked it up to 6.73%. And the issue with that is that many people want to sell their homes. They have low rates now. That means even though you're going to go into the same price home, the problem is now you're going to be paying $800 extra a month on interest if you had a 2 to 3% interest rate.
That's
before.
a huge swing.
That's huge. And that's the problem. It's not necessarily the interest rate at 6.73. It's that they went from low to high that quick.
Yeah, I mean, we were down, as you said, all the way down to 2 and 3% for even 30-year mortgages not that long ago.
Yes, 2000. I think it was like 2020. I think that's the problem. Historical low, and they went to historical high. iPhone revenues fell for the second consecutive quarter. Soft demand signaled investors hope there'll be a turnaround. And what they're hoping for is the new AI feature in Apple. And they had, I think Google, the Android, has hit that with some AI features. And I think people have been waiting for the iPhone.
And so it's like one lens extra on the camera isn't enough anymore.
Yeah.
Like, okay, give me one more hole. Oh, but man, I
got two lenses. I saw some at 4, watched them at 5. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
And I think that AI feature from Apple has been delayed too. So
yeah. And the stock market yesterday fell nearly 500 points. And the 10-year yield falls below 4%. A couple things. Have you guys ever heard of an inverted yield curve? That's where short-term bond yields are higher than long-term bond yields. And I looked it up. A short-term 1 year is 4.73%. 10-year fell below 4. I think it's roughly around 4 right now. Now, the important thing about that is typically if you have a long-term bond, that's more risk, so you get paid for the risk. But it's inverted. It's the opposite, and that is a signal of a recession around the corner.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I believe it predicted every recession besides one, and there's only a couple times that we've had that where there was not a recession.
really,
So part of the reason of the drop, we have weakening employment, manufacturing, construction data that pushed the treasuries very low. Moderna stock is tanked because the COVID-19 shot is becoming less and less popular. And they were projecting $4 billion in revenues, and now they adjusted it to $3 to $3.5 billion, which is a pretty substantial decrease of what they thought they would be at. And then a couple other things I got is oil prices slipped and gold futures are at an all-time high. And Bitcoin, if anybody's interested about cryptocurrencies, at 64,366 this morning, 64,000 for a Bitcoin that you cannot hold or touch. But it's out there, I don't know, in digital world.
Isn't that that crazy? I still don't get all that, to be honest.
Yeah, I like the old-fashioned Bitcoins that came wrapped in foil, but they were chocolate inside.
Right.
Those are tastier, I must admit.
Yes.
And then just make an announcement on myself. I'm going to be at the Society of the Catholic Social Scientists in October. I believe it's 25th and 26th.
Wow, you might have to wear a tie.
And another announcement, my birthday's October 27th.
Whoa.
Oh, my
I'm
goodness.
going to announce it
gonna
right
be-
here on the radio.
Oh, wow. Okay, we got, how many shopping days is that till?
Yeah, we had some time
So-
to get ready for this. But,
And my paper, what I'm going to write is the Catholic approach to Bitcoin and crypto.
is that right?
neat.
Oh, wow.
So that's what I kind of have a dual perspective on it, of a positive and a negative towards it. So that is the finance news.
That's all the news that's fit to print like money.
Yeah.
Well,
But chocolate is more tasty than
Yes.
Bitcoins. I
And
must
in
admit.
case I forget, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
gonna
you,
be
Drew.
interesting.
Hey, no problem. I'll see you.
All right, have a wonderful day, a fruitful and profitable day. Yeah.